Hey, and we're on the air. Hi, this is Angela Sasser of Fantasy Art Online. I make fantasy art. I'm terrible at live streaming. You can see some of my work at angelasasser.com. I create a lot of character-driven fantasy art. I do Art Nouveau, and I'm also a mask maker and an art reviewer. I do a lot of different stuff, so if you don't know me already, check me out. There's a bunch of links on angelasasser.com that will take where you need to go. And I just wanted to hop on and say, Happy New Year's! It's 2017, everyone. Can you believe it? It's so futuristic sounding. Like, it's crazy futuristic sounding. And I really hope you all had a really nice 2016. I'm pretty happy. Towards the end of the year, this happened. I'm getting married. That was a really awesome way to close out the year. Back in October, we also moved from an apartment to a house. Like, this is actual a house. There's so much space, guys. I'm so used to working in like a really small space. So now I have lots of space, and you can see I'm like barely unpacked still, even though we moved in October. There's a lot of cleaning up to do as I settle into this new space, and I'll definitely be sure to share a video of the studio whenever it doesn't look like boxes. So yeah, that'll come at some point. Yeah, so what I wanted to hop on and do is talk about what my art goals are for 2017. I like to do this exercise where I give myself 10 goals to achieve in the year. And I like to look back at what goals I set for myself in the past year and see if I actually achieved them. So let me screen share, and you can see first off what art I finished this year. Yeah, check it out. So at the beginning of the year, I was still finishing up Monster Girls, and that was a series of, well, Monster Girls, different things like centaurs, mermaids, all sorts of different lady creatures that I did in a chibi style series. And then by the end of the year, I was doing like more of the ladies of the months. I'm actually halfway through that series now. Good grief, there's so much color. I don't try on purpose to be this colorful, but it just kind of happens. Yeah, so that's my year in art. I'm halfway through the ladies series. I did some cool art inspired by the Exalted RPG, which I've been really big into, thanks to some friends who've sucked me into tabletop gaming again. And as far as my personal favorite piece for this year, it's probably Lady of November. And I'll show you guys the full version of her. Yeah, I really think this is my best piece of the year. I pushed myself the hardest, and I just really went over the top with this. So many flowers, all the flowers and the butterflies. But yeah, just aside from being the most detailed, I think this image is the best marriage of conceptual storytelling, since the butterflies have symbolism behind them representing the souls of our deceased loved ones come back to visit. And I feel like this is one of the ladies in the series that brings a story into it rather than just being, here's a pretty lady who's on a pretty backdrop with flowers. So if I can make all of the ladies have this same kind of marriage of storytelling and aesthetics, then I will be happy. So she's my best and favorite thing of the year. I hope you guys enjoyed her. And if you want to see more of this series, if you're new to my work and you want to see the rest of the series, I've done 5 total, and you can see more of that at Nouveau Ladies. NouveauLadies.angelicshades.com. You can explore them. They also have masks that go with each one. So yeah, there's plenty to explore there. And anyway, so on to the art goals. Did I meet my art goals in 2016? here's that blog post. So let's see. What were my art goals? All right. Number 1, finish Rapunzel. Try to get my unpublished sketches and publish them on Comixology. Whoop, fail. As soon as I was done with that comic, I think I was kind of burnt out on that project and excited to move on to the Ladies of the Month, that I went, nope, I'm done for now. I still want to take all of my unpublished sketches for Rapunzel and bring them out and try to get it all published, but I'm just trying to think if there's enough interest in that project to put the effort into doing that. But who knows, maybe there is. And if you don't know the Rapunzel project, I will show you really fast. It was a black and white comic that I did in a woodcut style. So this is my retelling of Rapunzel, which I feel to be closer to the roots of the original telling. So next, number 2. Finish the Ladies of the Month series. Oh, how naive I was to think that I could ever finish that series in a year. Doing the masks and the paintings all together, but not just those, but promoting each one, and also trying to complete videos and tutorials for each one. That was way more work than I ever could have expected. So I only was able to top out at 5 in the past year, technically 4 since I had completed Lady of December earlier. So I think it's rather optimistic to say that I hope to finish in 2017 the Ladies of the Month. So we're going to call this one a fail, but I at least got 5 of them done. That's something, right? All right, number 3. Wrap up the Monster Girls and produce print stickers and coloring pages. Well, I finished them, but then I kind of petered out on making stickers and coloring pages. I did make prints, at least, and they're over in my fantasy art Etsy shop. You guys haven't seen that one before. It looks like this. All my fantasy art. And you can actually choose your monster girl or get a poster of all of them. So I at least made prints, so we won't call that one a fail yet. I'd like to actually crowdfund stickers and coloring pages in 2017, so we'll see how that goes. So that one's a pass. Yay! I achieved something. All right, number 4. Finish world building prep and get my first draft for Song of Exile finished, or I'll settle for the 3 chapters at least. How naive I was to think that I could get that much done in a year. Song of Exile, for those who don't know, is the story that I'm working on, a novel, which I commonly like to play around in it with art and writing. And it's about an exiled prince named Rama and his adventures in trying to figure out his destiny and where he fits in the world and all that epic adventure stuff. And I've been working on it for a long time. This is like a 10-year project by now. And while I've gotten a bunch of stuff done, a synopsis, this past year in 2016, I did manage to sit with Scrivener and actually put together more in-depth character profiles, get character motivation sorted out, and then I got to the stumbling block of world building, where I had to try and figure out a world map. And let me tell you, maps are so difficult to make. It just looked bad until maybe the 3rd try. But I eventually got a world map figured out. I got all the main cities figured out, and I've been having a good time with that, and I've fleshed out the world, but unfortunately it's not something I can share publicly yet because it's I'm kind of keeping it all to myself until I have more to share. So yeah. Song of Exile, it's gonna happen. I just haven't been doing much writing because I've been trying to figure out the lay of the lands, the religion. There's a lot to dive into, and it's pretty intimidating, I'm not gonna lie. And let me spam this Hangout link on Facebook real fast because I realized I hadn't actually shared it yet. So let me do this real fast. Please hold, please. All right. Facebook noises. Let's see. Am I sharing the right event link? Yay! One of these days I'll figure out how to share and do this live streaming without being completely awkward or disorganized. Sorry. Almost done. Stare at the pretty character art while I figure out how to get people in here. Broadcasting live. Do, 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 do. All the links. Are you Twitter limits? Okay. Message posted. Back to the streaming. Alright, so Song of Exile. That's where I was. Talking about whether I met 3 chapters or finished my world building prep. I at least finished the world building prep. For the most part, I've got a lot planned for, or already settled on the religion, the maps. Now I need to get going on societies and a few of the basic races that exist in Rama's country. There's a lot to figure out. I'm going to call this one successful, even though I didn't get the basic 3 chapters done. So next, 5, create basic character concept sheets for all main characters in Song of Exile for concept art practice. Oh boy, I fail at this one too. Yeah, the closest I got were these sketches, but they weren't even made in 2016. But I meant to take each of these characters from Song of Exile and do turnarounds of them, figure out a little more about them visually. Not just for, it's not really something I need to do to write the story first, but I find that doing sheets of the characters helps my brain absorb who they really are so I can write about them. It just makes writing easier somehow to have these visuals defined before I go in to writing the story. So failure again. So gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4 failures. Failures. Start publishing video reviews of art books for the Muses Library. Well, no. Fail on this one too. Muses Library was able to do a few posts, and for those who don't know what the Muses Library is, it's my database of reviews about art books and suppliers and everything like that. And I also provide stock art. So if you're creating art, I have a lot of reference photos that you can use for free or low cost. And that is the Muses Library. It encompasses all these resources for artists. And one of my big things I'd like to do to expand the library is to start doing video reviews that show the book, the table of contents, and talk about who would find that book useful. And again, I haven't been able to do that either. I'm trying to storyboard what I want a review to be like, because I want it to be something different than, hey, here's a book, it's good. I want to actually, for book collectors like myself, I actually want to show the dimensions of the book in comparison to a person, how big it is, if it's going to fit on your shelf, because there's nothing worse than getting a book and realizing it's not going to fit on your shelf because it's freaking huge. So it's going to happen. I'm storyboarding a review now, like a review format now, so I have a formula and can be consistent. But I just really haven't had time because the Ladies of the Month turned out to be such a huge, crazy project that took up all of my time this year. So 6 is a fail. Number 7, finish up painting drama, Crocus figure drawing fundamentals, control paints, concept art, portfolio builder, and color and light and schoolism. That is also a fail. I got halfway through Crocus figure drawing fundamentals, halfway through concept art, portfolio builder, and painting drama. Still trying to get through that. Color and light, I've watched the lessons, but I haven't done the homework, so that's a fail. And I think the reason why that's a fail is, again, the Ladies of the Month is just, they've not given me any room to breathe, and I feel like to meet each deadline I've had to rush through. And I feel like that's been one of my big failures this year, is that I've been working on the Ladies of the Month, but I haven't had time to study or practice. And I think what I'd really like to do is make that time, because it really shows in my work when I take the time to study my anatomy, study my color theory, and design. It's going to improve my work, even if it feels like it's a waste of time, or that I should be working on other things that are going to equal an immediate investment. Studying is what I really need to do to improve the fundamental nature of my work, and that's important. I think that pays off. So shame on me. I think a plan. Well, we'll get to my 2017 goals. I keep kind of bringing them up, but I'll save those for the end. Number 8. If I can get the Monster Girls and Ladies wrapped up, start my Kushil's Legacy cover redesign and illustration project over at Kushil Concepts. Oh, man. Fail again. Ooh, broken link. I will have to fix this. Oh, what Kushil Concepts is, for those who don't know about it, it is a project of mine, another project where I take the Kushil's Legacy books and redesign the covers of them, just to help build my own skill level and to have samples for my book cover portfolio. And if you haven't read them, they're fantastic books. But Kushil's Dart, the very first book in the series, and the series is by Jacqueline Carey. The very first book in the series is probably still one of my favorite fantasy novels, if not my favorite fantasy novels. Now, imagine Game of Thrones, but it's all about the courtesans and the spies. And I love that. And it's just so much rich imagery to play with, from masquerade balls to lots of pretty wardrobe and awesome angelic lore. As you can tell, the title Kushiel gets its name from the angel of punishment, Kushiel, the archangel of punishment. And it's really interesting stuff. So this project, I really, really want it to return to it, because I managed to make one cover for Kushiel's Dart, but there are far more than one book in the series. There's, I think, like 9 books in the universe, and that's a lot of cool stuff for me to play with. So I really need to get back to doing this. So that's something that will happen, but it's got to wait until I wrap up some of these other loose ends with the Ladies of the Month, the Monster Girls, and Rapunzel. So that's a fail. Number 9. If I can get enough new work produced, start hitting up conventions again. Oh, finally, something I didn't fail at. I've actually signed up for JordanCon this year. I'm going to have work in the show, and I'll be wandering the grounds. So yeah, I'm, after 2 years of being on hiatus from cons because I just didn't have the budget, and I just really needed to concentrate on getting my body of work to where it needs to be. So it's actually going to be great to be back to conventions again. If you don't know about JordanCon, it takes place, it's here in Atlanta, Georgia, so it's local to me, and it's a fantasy literature focused convention with a lot of Wheel of Time being a featured part of it. So if you like Wheel of Time, you really got to come and see it. So yeah, check it out. I'll have art in the art show there, and I'm hoping I can make, well, I'll get to that. We'll see about my goals. So almost there, almost there. Go to a park or museum I've never been to before and sketch. You know, I think I failed at this one too. Did I go to a museum? Nope. I got this one. I did good. I passed a thing. Let me show you guys. I think it's on DeviantArt. I got to go to the Met, the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, and it was amazing. See if I can find it back in here. I got to go to the Met and wander among all the ancient Roman statues, Greek and Roman statues, and I actually sat by the fountain and sketched the 3 muses. Oh, here they are. That was the fountain. Beautiful, beautiful area with light streaming down in the center. And this was the sketch I did of them. That museum is huge, and I could literally spend my life in there. It was an amazing experience. And the 3 Graces, that's who they were. So if you're nearby the Met, if you ever have a chance to go through it, you got to go see this fountain. It's gorgeous. So haha, I succeeded. So that's 2 out of 10. I had a horrible record for 2016. Let's see, what do I have on the plate for 2017? I wrote notes, but we're going to switch back to my face. Hi, I'm back. All right, so number 1. This is in no particular order or hierarchy. This is just random. Here are things I want to do in 2017. Art goals. Number 1, finish the ladies. I've got 5 masks and 5 paintings to do. So I think starting with Lady of June, July, August, September, October. 5 left. I can do it. I can do it. That's doable for this year, and that's my focus. I'm not going to embark on anything huge until they're done. So number 2, refine my Patreon. Make it a bigger part of my life. Because if this year has shown me anything, it's the fact that Patreon has been such a big support. And I'm not just talking monetarily, but the people who are there are so sweet and supportive. they've really, when I had troubles this year for one reason or another, they've really been there to encourage me, and I like that connection that I have to people over there. So that's going to be a bigger part of my life. I'm going to start funneling things into Patreon so that people are drawn more there than they are to my main website. So I like the interaction that's going to happen. Number 3, try crowdfunding again, because it seems to be like the way that people, well, especially independent creators, are getting the word out about their work and funding things that they would never be able to fund. And I got kind of jaded because I failed my first Kickstarter, but I need to get over that fear of failure again, which, considering how many goals I failed from last year, I'm going to have to do anyway. You know, I've got to get over that fear of failing things and just push forward. And what I like to do with Kickstarter is get some coloring books going, because I have tons of cool line art from the Monster Girls, from Angelic Visions. That would probably be a really good thing to try and crowdfund. So if you like coloring books, keep an eye out. I would really love to do that. So I'm not going to be scared. I'm going to push forward, be an independent creator with crowdfunding. So I'm going to see if I can aim for maybe one crowdfunded project a quarter until I get the hang of it, because I'm going to test out those small projects first. So number 4, return to conventions. I already did with JordanCon, and I'm going to aim for one per quarter, either live or mail-in. Start slow, because conventions are expensive, and I need to know that I can make more money there before I start investing like huge amounts in a presentation like I used to. I gotta go slowly back into it. But I will say I'm super excited to get back into the convention game and meet so many kindred spirits, because everyone's so nice. And it's so great to know that I'm not the only nerd out there who likes the same strange mixture of things. So I'm super excited about returning to conventions. Number 5, finish up my NaNoWriMo novel. And I didn't mention that before, so I'm going to screen share again and show you guys what that's all about. The NaNoWriMo novel I was working on stars this lady right here, Kalara Vadras. And I'm telling you, I had so much fun over NaNoWriMo working on this gal's story. She's amazing. She's the badass lady, gunslinger, thief Kate. She's amazing. She's like a roguish business lady. She's a mixture of all these things that I love in a character, and her design is just fun. So for NaNoWriMo, I just thought I would indulge in this fun character, and I ended up writing 30-something pages already. So I got to finish that up. It's been great exercise in bringing my writing skills up to par if I want to get back into Song of Exile. It's kind of a distraction from Song of Exile as well, since that story is scary and difficult to make. And this is kind of already has a predefined universe because it's inspired by the tabletop game Exalted. But yeah, she's really stole my muse. So I want to finish the NaNoWriMo story I started, which is probably about 3/4 done. So anyways, gotta finish. Next, number 6, monetize the Monster Girls. So those Monster Girls that I finished, they're just sitting there. They're a fun project waiting to be tapped. And I mean, they would make great stickers and what are they called? These things like really cool enamel pins. Yeah, people are crazy for the enamel pins. I've already had requests for them. So I'm looking into that now. Something I want to do in 2017. Number 7, the Muses Library. I'm going to get those video reviews out for art books and make them something unique and special that are going to be super helpful for other artists. Number 8, try to get outside of social media. Like, I feel like Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, etc., they're really awesome, but there's a whole entire world of magazines, local newspapers, local galleries, etc., who I think could be interested in the ladies of the months especially, and I want to tap that resource. I need to get out of my little shell and really try to get out there, get my work out there beyond the internet, because local resources and local people and local word of mouth are really powerful tools to have. And I've just been kind of scared off by my own social anxiety and that, and just being unsure of where to start. So I'm going to get over that fear of networking, at least in real life, and start talking to people again, and don't fear getting my work out there and rejected if need be. You know, you never know what opportunity is going to come to you, but you never will get any opportunity unless you try. So, number 9, I am going to practice more. As I mentioned last year, I have a lot of training that I've started and then I never finished. So I want to make like a class schedule for myself. Like Monday, Wednesday, I work on anatomy training. Tuesday, Thursday, I work on color theory training. And I get myself back to fundamentals, because I think those are really important to me as a professional artist. And I need to be up to snuff. I've let myself get a little lax. And yeah, I need to get back to doing all those studies, because they really do help in a really subtle way. Number 10, be kinder to myself when I fail, because the confidence goes up and down when projects fall through or you don't finish what you try to start. And just gonna roll with it and try to enjoy life a little more, because it's so easy to get caught up in projects and not sit back and enjoy what's good in life and what you have. So be kinder to myself, enjoy life, and enjoy this art that I love. So that's it for my list. If you're watching, thanks for joining me. I hope you have a great 2017. And I'm going to watch this video again next year and see what goals I actually met. So, future self, you can do this. You are awesome. Do the thing. So for now, I'm signing off. This has been Angela Sasser of AngelaSasser.com, fantasy art, and other cool things. So I'll check you guys later. Bye.